Good morning. This is Anne from ducttapeanddenim.com, and today we are going to hand stamp a vintage Tart tin Valentine's Day ornament, or you could also turn it into a magnet. So what you're going to need is some Tart tins. These are just old aluminum Tart tins. I believe I got these at the thrift store because it's just marked $1. All four of these were taped together, so actually they were 25 cents a piece. And that's pretty good because I don't see them that cheap very often. And I have a little stash going on over here of other ones that I've found, including some heart cookie cutters. So I really like these that have the like fluted edges on them. And this one was kind of different, a little bit different. It was has a design on the bottom. Look, that was 50 cents at the thrift store. I have had these for a while, so other than that, you're going to need some stamps. I have this set that we actually got at an antique show, an antique like flea market show. I love them. They are really high quality. I don't know how much these would cost. If you bought these new, they would be really expensive because these are a little bit bigger, but I love them. They're really heavy duty too. Now the normal size that I have, you can just get these at any craft store or Amazon or Etsy, and these are much smaller. So I think these, you can probably get them for around $20 for a set. If you're going to stamp on aluminum or brass or a soft metal, because you don't want to stamp the cheaper sets on a hard metal because they're not made for that and it'll ruin the stamp. These are pretty heavy duty things. So you're also going to need a red Sharpie and a little cloth. These are sunshine cloths that I use to polish. And then you're going to need some string. I've got red and white baker's twine, scissors, a bead of some kind. And then if you want to turn it into a magnet, you need a magnet and some E6000. So I did the first one as an ornament. The second one I may do as a magnet to show you how to do that. So, or actually, I'll do an ornament because it's a little bit different. You also need a hole punch. You can find the supplies for these in my Amazon influencer shop. It's ducttapeanddenim.com/Valentines, I think, or /Amazon for sure. I am a very random stamper. If you are not sure of yourself, you can put a piece of tape across to make sure you go straight. I am not that concerned about it, actually. I don't mind if mine are a little crooked. And so I'm going to hit this. I'm going to make a little noise. And when I do hit it, I move it just a little bit. Don't ever lift it up, though, because then it will like double your letter right there, and you don't want to do that. I know some people will tell you to put it down and just whack it really hard. I don't do that. I have missed a few times when I try to hit it too hard and hit my fingers, and that's not fun. So I am just really careful to hold it down tight and just kind of move it around a little bit. These could be Christmas ornaments too. You don't have to, if you don't need a Valentine ornament, you could do these for Christmas. But I still have one of my little Christmas trees up. And I'm going to leave it up all year long. And for now, it's going to have Valentine's on it. So these Tart tins are aluminum, so they're really, I probably don't even need to be hitting it that hard. So these are really easy to stamp on. And if you're just starting, aluminum and brass are pretty easy to learn on, and they're cheap. You can get little brass circles on Etsy pretty cheap. So see? There it says love, and that's cute, but we want it to stand out a little bit more. So just get a Sharpie, whatever color you want. I usually use black because it stands out really good, but since this is Valentine's Day, we're going with red. And you're gonna have to have a Sharpie set aside for this because you're gonna ruin the Sharpie. Ow. Ooh, man. Sorry, that was my fingernail. All right, next one. Let me get up here closer so you can see it. You're going to ruin the tip of the Sharpie because you really want to get it down in there. So I have this Sharpie on my desk. It's set aside just for stamping. And see how I didn't It's like all over the place. But then the sunshine cloth is going to polish off all the Sharpie that's on the raised areas, and it's going to leave the Sharpie down in the lower areas. So I really got that O down in there deep, so I'm going to take off a little bit more than usual maybe. So let me finish the other two letters real quick. All right, now the stamping's done, and I went ahead and just polished the whole little area. I'm going to take my Euro punch, and because this is so thin, it's going to be really easy to punch. I'm punching a little bit, probably a little bit closer to the back because that's where most of the weight is. And see, that was it. That was how easy that was to punch a hole. And I'm not really concerned about, there's a little bit sticking out right there, a little bit of the metal, so it's rough, but it's not jewelry, and I don't think anybody's going to come stick their finger in there, so I'm not going to even mess with that. But if it did bother you, you could get a little file and you could file it off. If it's jewelry or something that people are going to be touching, yeah, for sure I would do that. But all right, now we're going to put a bead on. See how I had that bead? I'm kind of going for a neutral look, but if you wanted red or pink or a crystal, these are 16 millimeter round beads. I have these, and I'm using these because I got this at a thrift store, but they are from Walnut Hollow, so you know they're a good quality. I've used Walnut Hollow stuff a lot. And you could get them at any craft store. And just pull off some twine. I just have to make sure I was using small enough twine that would fit through this little hole. So that's why I got this really thin stuff. Plus it looks more Valentine-y. Or it could look Christmassy too. Like if you were doing these for Christmas, you could make one say love, one say joy. And yes, I did lick it like I was taught to. My grandmother taught me how to sew, and she always taught me to lick the thread before I stick it in the needle, because that helps the fibers at the end of the thread stay together. Oops. After I tell you that, they're not staying together because I think the inside of the bead is kind of rough. So I lick that and kind of push it down to make it as small as possible, because now we're going to fit it through this little hole. All right, that worked. I just had to pretend like nobody was watching me. Cut the string however long you want your hanger to be. Pull it up. I tied a knot so that it doesn't come through, and because that hole was so small, that's going to work pretty good. The knot won't come through, and then I'm going to trim it so you can still see the words. And there you go. Oops, that's it. Was that easy? What did y'all think? Now, if you wanted to turn it into a magnet, you just take your little magnet. I have some over here. These are tiny magnets, but they're really powerful, and I'm going to glue it with E6000. Once it dries, it is not coming off of there. And you can stick it on your fridge, hold up some pictures that the kids painted for Valentine's Day or something. All right, there's our project for today. Thanks for watching. I'll try to get a picture of this on my Valentine tree later. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, and sharing. We appreciate that. That helps us a lot. And y'all have a good day, and we will see you later this week. Bye-bye.